Yeah, but not only that, when you're bragging how good you're doing, and then you get a job, and everyone's like, "What's the big deal? He has a job. Everybody has a job. Nobody has a job in comedy if they're doing well. Nobody.
Right.
Comedy is not time consuming, but nobody has a job. First of all, if you're a comic, a working comic, to get a job, it's hard to take a job seriously when you're a comedian because really all you give a shit about is comedy. So
Right.
even before I quit my last job, I was like mailing it in because first of all, I was so tired from doing all this comedy and not getting enough sleep. But my boss, it was a part-time job. It was a part-time job, 1 in the afternoon to 5 in the afternoon. It couldn't have been sweeter. There's
Nice.
no comedy at from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. None. I didn't have to get up early, but I was so tired from doing comedy and whatever that my boss was like, we're going to let you go. And I was like, thank you. And then they paid me for like 5 weeks or 3 weeks or something. And I was like, and then another guy who worked there was like, I want that same deal. And the guy's like, no, we want Kevin out. He's bad for morale. All he does is take phone calls from this guy named Dave Attell. It was just me and Dave Attell literally talking on the phone because I was doing telemarketing for the Village Voice. So I know people were like, that left wing rag. Yes. Anyway, they had the best. I broke my cheekbone playing softball. My out of pocket cost was like $18. They had the best for a part-time job. They had the best health insurance. I mean, better than any other health insurance I've ever had. It was part-time. That's how strong the fucking union was. And anyway, so when the guy fired me, I was like, okay, thanks. And then, but the guy who sat next to me, and we had cubicles, the guy who sat next to me was like, hey, I want to get fired too. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I go, you're going to have to put in shitty, you're going to have bad, you're just going to have low productivity for like probably for months. Anyway, it's fantastic. So yeah, when I quit my job, I was like, I quit my job. I was so fucking happy where I'm like, yeah, I don't have a day job anymore. And then I had too much free time. So I was like, I didn't know what to do between 1 and 5. I'm like, and then I would try to write jokes, but like nothing was happening. So I'm like, what am I supposed to write jokes about? Nothing's happening between 1 and 5. So what the fuck? But the fact that surely people are like, everybody has a job. No, they not in show business. In show business and or comedy, when you're doing well, almost nobody has a job. Almost. Ask Mark Norman when's the last time he had a job. Anybody that's doing pretty good or well doesn't have a job. So Shirley's absolutely tanking. And Carl's literally an expert on everything except whether or not one of his besties has a job or not. It's like, I have no idea. I can tell you everything about Stuttering John, even behind the scenes. I know everything that's happening behind the scenes and with all his jobs and where he's buying a house. But I don't know what's up with Shuley. One of my besties. I don't know what's going on with him. Incredible. And then Ray DeVito's like, only in the hack verse. And it's so funny because Ray should get a job. Gustav has basically been begging Ray to get a job for months. And Ray's like, can't do it. And Borgo was going to give Ray $5,000 to quit comedy. And he said he need 50,000 or something like that. It's unbelievable. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Ray makes no money doing comedy. He can't even provide for himself. He can't even get his own apartment. But he's like, I'm gonna stick it out. But when Shuley gets a job, Ray's like, oh, look at everybody clowning him. I mean, Ray has the worst take. That's probably one of the reasons why he's the worst comic that we've ever seen.